Fallout could be the next Halo. That's right. I think Fallout could be the next Halo. Now, is it guaranteed to be that next Halo? Has it replaced Halo as Xbox's premier game? No, not at all. Not even close. Not yet. However, it could be on the path to that. And I think this is a huge cultural moment for Xbox. The Fallout TV show came out on Amazon. I binge watched it this weekend. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, what is interesting is I watched the first episode on Thursday night. That's when it released. The next day I got together and I did the X1 Bros podcast. If you've not seen it, go check it out. X1 Bros podcast. And we talked about the Fallout show, and I talked about how that night, right after the first episode finished, I downloaded Fallout 4, and I downloaded Fallout New Vegas. And I said, I'm going back and I'm playing these. This makes me want to play it. My brother had done the same. Everybody in chat had done the same thing, or they downloaded Fallout 76, etc. And that's what we're seeing. That's what this news story is right here. That Fallout franchises from WindowsCentral.com. Fallout franchise sees player count resurgence across all games thanks to sales, promotions, and an excellent TV series. Now you might be saying to yourself, okay, who cares? Who cares? This is a blip on the radar. All these things matter. If you remember, the Xbox heyday was Halo 2 to Halo 3, particularly Halo 3 on the Xbox 360 because it represented this cultural moment in gaming where it surpassed gaming. It surpassed the console audience and everybody was talking about Halo. That's what Fallout, that's what this show could do for Fallout. And in the long term, especially if, for instance, a Fallout 5 drops and is fantastic, that's what this could be. That's the power of having great media. Halo could have done this with their TV series, but they just did it wrong. Fallout, if you've not yet seen it, I think Fallout captured the TV show on Amazon Prime. Fallout, the TV show, captures the mood of the Fallout series. It does fan service to those of us who love the game. It captures the humor, the violence. It captures the contrast accurately of the vault dwellers versus the surface dwellers and that dichotomy that exists within the game. It captures all of the crazy factions that you experience there, and it has fantastic acting, has fantastic actors. The actors are interviewed. I forget her name, the lead actress talks about how she dove into the game and loves the game because she wanted to do service to fans. She wanted to understand it fully. Halo didn't. Halo actors are notorious. It is notorious for saying, yeah, we did play the game. No, why? We want to do our own thing here and not doing fan service. Fallout is an example of how you do it right. Last of Us, I think, was something similar over on HBO. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, and that's why we didn't do a video yesterday. But I think this represents a huge cultural moment for Xbox. Now, Xbox also has Gears in the making here. So imagine if Gears drops and does the same thing. On top of that, you've got all of these games available on Game Pass. I would be curious how many people watched this, went and did their research, discovered that, wait a minute, these games are free on Game Pass. Yes, I could go get these on PlayStation, but they're all on Game Pass. I could subscribe to this cool service, Game Pass, and I could get it. Now, I may be overstating the case, but I think it's just representative. Culture matters. Presentation matters. This matters. This matters for Xbox. This is a giant win for Xbox. One of the likes we haven't seen. I think Sony had it with Last of Us, absolutely. But I think this is huge for Xbox. Even bigger so because you don't have to buy the game. You can subscribe to Game Pass. So let's go over this news story here real quick. Here we go. Who is this written by? This is written by Samuel Tolbert. The Fallout series is having a resurgence right now with increased player counts across every game in the franchise. I'm playing New Vegas. I never played New Vegas. I'm going back and playing it because of this TV show. And let me tell you, it holds up really well. Another win for Xbox is the boosted frames. That mechanism. All you got to do is you go into your game, you say manage game, and you can turn on boosted frames. And it's fantastic. It makes the game playable. The game holds up really well. So I'm going back and playing even New Vegas. Now, I didn't jump into Fallout 76, but I did download Fallout 4, and it definitely got me playing that. The Fallout series is having a resurgence right now with increased player counts across every game in the franchise. According to Steam database, when was this written? This was written on like Sunday. Yeah, 3 days ago. So these numbers may be bigger now. According to Steam database, which tracks player counts, price history, and more for Steam games, Bethesda's Games Studios Fallout 4 is currently being played over 53,000 concurrent players. While a far cry from the game's all-time peak, Fallout 4 reached 472,000 concurrent players on Steam shortly 9 years ago. It's a 9-year-old game. This is still a huge increase over the recent norm as Fallout 4 had been averaging 18 to 20,000 players. So they doubled their player base with this television show for the past few years. Similar story can be seen with every other Fallout game. The team's multiplayer entry into Fallout 76, which usually has over 10,000 players on Steam, has gone up to 26,000. Again, over 2,000. Fallout 3 has gone from an average of 500 players to 3,600, more than double. And Obsidian's Entertainment's Fallout New Vegas averaged 3,000 to 4,000 players, but is now over 11,000. Again, more than double. So this is the power of culture. This is the power of creating great media that people can consume that gets you excited about a game. This is what Xbox did in that 360 area, in the height of Xbox with Halo. And I think this represents a huge cultural moment for Xbox. Now, the question is, can it surpass? Will it surpass? Does Xbox want it to surpass Halo? I think Xbox is happy, honestly, with any game being its marquee franchise. It's just what players play. So what makes Fallout potentially more influential on Xbox than other longstanding franchises? First of all, I think it has broad appeal because it's an RPG game. Granted, Xbox is known as like the first-person shooter box, but I think you appeal in RPGs because, let's be honest, you can play Fallout 4 as a hardcore RPG enthusiast. You can also play it as a casual gamer, and I think it works in both ways. Now, Fallout 76, I've not jumped into. I think Fallout 76 probably benefits more the hardcore crowd just because of the way that those types of games work, but I think there's broad appeal to the Fallout games in general. Second of all, I think it could be more influential because of this media tie-in, because of the successful TV show. It amplifies the relevance. It brings it to non-gamers. That's the number I'm curious. I'm curious how many non-gamers started playing these games, or was it all past gamers? Also, I'm curious how many new people who had never touched this series before downloaded and played these games as a result of this TV show. And I think we're only week 1 in. Now, Fallout 4 is dropping a next generation update here in the next couple of weeks, and it may be timed correctly because I don't think we've seen the height of the series. I think the height of the series probably comes a few weeks after release when people are talking about it and everybody's getting a chance to watch it. I bet you in like 3 weeks, that's the peak. It'll be very interesting to see. It's a cross-platform game. It's available on Game Pass, but it's really available everywhere. So, and keep in mind, this is the first time that this has happened with a game on Game Pass. So Game Pass already is more accessible. Not to mention, you then have it already on multiple platforms. You've got it on PC, you've got it on PlayStation. So that, I think, gives it broader appeal as well. And then I think the X factor here is mods. There's massive community engagement. The games never die because of updates. Again, Bethesda's dropping its own update here to Fallout 4. Fallout 76 is just a continuous updated game all the time. It's always online, always connected. And then you have mods, and Bethesda has been good with mods, and that keeps the community active and can keep the community active and growing. A lot of people who jump in for the first time here, or maybe coming back to the game, can download some mods and have a completely different experience than they had the first time. So I think that's why Fallout could have broader appeal than, let's say, Halo. Now, I'm not saying that this has replaced Halo by any stretch for Xbox. Halo is still the representative game, the marquee title for Xbox, but I think it could be up there with Halo in the long term. I think it all depends on what Xbox does here with Fallout going forward. I think also Gears. I think Gears is more likely to replace a Halo, especially if the series is done correctly. Excuse me. Sorry about that cough. But yeah, I think, regardless, this is a cultural moment that Xbox has needed, that Xbox has not had it in a long time. The question is here, can the success of these type of TV shows, for instance, we saw it with The Last of Us on HBO, can these successful TV series alter the gaming landscape? I think it can for your individual shows. There's increased visibility. You get boosted sales, obviously. I think it increases the longevity of your game long term. But I also think it creates community around your games that doesn't exist, or expands, rather. I would say expands the community of your games. And so I don't know that it alters. It may long term. This may be like this marquee moment, or this point in history that changes, where games that have TV shows attached to them are the most successful games that we see. I don't know. I may be overstating it. I think that is overstating it, but maybe long term. It depends where we go from here. Keep in mind, one of the questions that I wrote down here is, could Fallout's strategy of resurgence be a game changer for how franchises are rejuvenated? No, I don't think this is a blueprint for revival because of the cost here. To create a TV show is, number one, risky, that it's going to be successful, that it's going to be done right. Just look at Halo. I don't think Halo was done correctly. And that's super costly. I mean, movies, television shows, look how good Fallout looks. How much did that cost to make? That cost as much as a new game. Would you rather have that be made on a new title, a new game? Probably. So this is definitely a bigger cultural moment for Xbox. I think it's a bigger cultural moment for Bethesda. I think it's a bigger cultural moment for Fallout. I would love to know what you guys think. Have you guys watched the show? Number one, what do you think of it? Number two, did you download the past Fallout titles, and are you back in playing it? I am thinking about jumping into Fallout 76. I haven't. My brother has. My friends have. I haven't yet. I'm all about New Vegas at the moment. And then Fallout 4 I'll probably jump into as well. And it's all due to this television show. And I think it's, again, this giant cultural moment. Let me know what you guys think, though. I may be overstating it. Maybe it's not. Maybe this doesn't matter in the long run. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We cover videos like this all the time right here. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.